Have you ever looked at the clock and wondered where the time went? Why do we find ourselves so busy yet feel unfulfilled? In our fast-paced world, time seems to slip away like sand through our fingers. What if we told you that the secret to a more meaningful life lies in how we perceive and use our time? Imagine this. You wake up each day with a long list of tasks, yet by evening, you realize you've accomplished little. Sound familiar? This is a common struggle, but it doesn't have to be. Today, we'll explore how understanding time through the lens of Buddhism can transform your daily life. Welcome to Wisdom Woven, where we delve into profound insights that can change the way you think and live. If you're looking for valuable lessons on time and mindfulness, you're in the right place. Remember, there are so many views on this channel, but only 0.2% subscribe. So please like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us continue sharing wisdom that matters. In this video, we will uncover the significance of time in Buddhist philosophy, the nature of mindfulness, and how to identify the time wasters in our lives. We'll provide you with practical tips to reclaim your time and make it more meaningful. Stay tuned, as we promise you valuable insights that will not only change your perspective on time, but also guide you toward a more fulfilling life. Together, let's stop wasting time and start living with intention. Understanding time in Buddhist philosophy. Time is a precious gift, yet many of us struggle to understand it. In Buddhism, time is not just a sequence of hours and minutes. It is seen as a flow, a river that carries us from one moment to the next. This view invites us to appreciate each moment, rather than simply racing toward the next. Buddhists teach that the past, present, and future are interconnected. The past shapes who we are, the present is where we live, and the future is what we can create. By recognizing this connection, we can learn to live more mindfully. Instead of being trapped by regrets about the past or worries about the future, we can focus on the present moment. One important concept in Buddhism is impermanence. Everything changes, nothing stays the same. This means that our time is limited, and every moment is unique. When we understand this, we can start to value each moment more deeply. We realize that time spent worrying or being distracted is time we will never get back. Consider the analogy of a flower. It blooms beautifully, but only for a short time. If we focus too much on the past when it was just a bud or worry about how it will wither, we miss the chance to appreciate its beauty right now. In the same way, if we spend our time lost in thoughts of what has been or what might be, we miss the joy of the present. Another key idea is mindfulness. This practice encourages us to be fully present in whatever we are doing. When we eat, we focus on our food. When we walk, we notice each step. By practicing mindfulness, we become aware of how we spend our time. Are we engaging in activities that bring us joy and fulfillment, or are we wasting time on things that don't matter? It can be helpful to ask ourselves some questions. What am I doing right now? Is this the best use of my time? Am I truly enjoying this moment? By doing this regularly, we can learn to prioritize what is important and let go of distractions. Buddhism also emphasizes the idea of intention. What we choose to focus on shapes our experience of time. If we set positive intentions, we can create a life filled with purpose. For example, if your intention is to spend more time with family, you might make choices that allow for that, such as turning off your phone during meals or planning family outings. Moreover, the teachings encourage us to let go of attachments. Often, we cling to our schedules or expectations, which can lead to stress and anxiety. When we learn to let go of these attachments, we find a sense of freedom. This doesn't mean we shouldn't plan or have goals. It means we should be flexible and open to the flow of life. In practical terms, how can we apply these teachings to our daily lives? One way is through meditation. Taking a few moments each day to sit quietly can help us connect with the present. It allows us to clear our minds and focus on our breath. This practice can ground us, helping us to appreciate each moment and recognize the value of our time. Another approach is to create a daily reflection practice. At the end of each day, take a few minutes to think about how you spent your time. What did you enjoy? What would you change? This simple exercise can lead to deeper insights and encourage us to make more intentional choices in the future. Buddhism teaches us that time is not something to be feared or wasted. Instead, it is a part of the journey of life. Each moment is an opportunity to learn, grow, and connect. By understanding time in this way, we can cultivate a sense of gratitude for each day. Let's also remember the importance of connection. In our busy lives, it's easy to forget the people around us. Building relationships takes time, but it is time well spent. Engaging with friends, family, and community can bring joy and fulfillment. These connections remind us that we are not alone on our journey. In summary, understanding time through the lens of Buddhism invites us to appreciate the present, recognize the interconnectedness of our experiences, and live with intention. It encourages us to practice mindfulness, let go of attachments, and nurture our relationships. By embracing these teachings, we can transform our relationship with time and create a more meaningful life. As we move forward in this video, let's keep these insights in mind. Time is a precious resource, and how we choose to spend it can shape our lives in profound ways. The nature of mindfulness. Mindfulness is a powerful tool. It helps us become aware of our thoughts, feelings, and surroundings. But what does it really mean to be mindful? In simple terms, mindfulness is about paying full attention to the present moment. It's about experiencing life as it unfolds, without distractions or judgments. Imagine sitting in a park. You can hear the birds singing, feel the breeze on your skin, and see the leaves rustling in the wind. When you are mindful, you notice these details. You are not lost in thoughts about the past or worries about the future. Instead, you are fully present. This state of being brings peace and clarity. In our busy lives, we often rush from one task to another. We check our phones constantly, think about our to-do lists, and sometimes even eat without really tasting our food. This is not mindfulness. This is living on autopilot. When we are on autopilot, we miss out on the richness of life. We forget to appreciate the little things that make our days special. Buddhism teaches that being mindful can help us see things as they truly are. It allows us to understand our thoughts and feelings without getting caught up in them. When we practice mindfulness, we learn to observe our thoughts without judgment. For example, if you feel anxious, instead of pushing that feeling away, you simply acknowledge it. You say to yourself, "I am feeling anxious right now." This small act of recognition can lessen the grip of that anxiety. Mindfulness also encourages us to be compassionate, both to ourselves and others. When we are present, we can respond to situations with kindness. If a friend is upset, we can listen deeply without thinking about our own problems. This strengthens our connections and creates a supportive environment. How can we bring mindfulness into our daily lives? It starts with small steps. You can begin by taking a few minutes each day to focus on your breath. Sit quietly, close your eyes, and take deep breaths. Inhale deeply through your nose, hold for a moment, and exhale slowly through your mouth. As you do this, let go of any distractions. Feel the air filling your lungs and the sensation of your breath. You can also practice mindfulness while doing everyday activities. When you wash the dishes, focus on the warmth of the water, the scent of the soap, and the sound of the plates. When you eat, take time to savor each bite. Notice the flavors, textures, and aromas. This practice brings joy to simple moments. Another effective way to practice mindfulness is through walking. When you take a walk, pay attention to your steps. Feel the ground beneath your feet. Notice the sights, sounds, and smells around you. This is a wonderful way to connect with nature and find peace. As we cultivate mindfulness, we start to realize how much time we waste on distractions. Social media, endless scrolling, and notifications can pull us away from what truly matters. By being mindful, we can choose to engage with our time more wisely. Mindfulness teaches us that time is precious. Each moment is an opportunity to learn, grow, and connect. When we embrace mindfulness, we stop wasting time on unimportant things. Instead, we focus on what brings us joy and fulfillment. In summary, mindfulness is about being present and aware. It helps us experience life fully, reduces stress, and enhances our relationships. By practicing mindfulness daily, we can reclaim our time and live with intention. Let's remember that every moment is a gift, and being mindful helps us unwrap that gift fully. So, take a deep breath, slow down, and notice the beauty around you. Embrace the present moment and watch how it transforms your life. Identifying time wasters in daily life. In our busy lives, we often lose track of what really matters. We fill our days with tasks that don't bring us joy or purpose. This is where time-wasting habits sneak in. To reclaim our time, we first need to identify these habits. Let's start by looking at our daily routines. Many of us wake up and immediately reach for our phones. We scroll through social media or check emails for hours. This feels normal, but it can steal precious time from our mornings. Instead of diving into distractions, what if we took a moment to breathe and set our intentions for the day? A few minutes of mindfulness can change our entire outlook. Another common time waster is multitasking. We think we can do several things at once, like working while watching TV or replying to messages during a meeting. However, this often leads to mistakes and stress. Instead of trying to juggle too much, focus on one task at a time. This way, you can give your full attention to what you're doing and do it better. Now, let's talk about commitments. We all want to please others and say yes to everything, but overcommitting can lead to burnout. Take a moment to evaluate your commitments. Are they aligned with your values and goals? If not, it's okay to say no. Protecting your time is essential for your well-being. Another area to consider is our environments. Are we surrounded by distractions? A cluttered space can make it hard to focus. Taking time to organize your workspace or living area can create a calming environment. This can help you think clearly and use your time more wisely. Also, consider how you spend your evenings. Do you watch TV for hours? While it can be relaxing, too much screen time takes away from other activities that could bring you joy. Instead, try reading a book, going for a walk, or spending quality time with loved ones. These activities can be more fulfilling and help you recharge. Let's not forget about digital distractions. Notifications from apps can interrupt our flow. Turning off non-essential alerts can help you concentrate on what's important. Set specific times to check your phone instead of letting it dictate your day. It's also helpful to reflect on how you use your weekends. Are they spent mindlessly? Plan activities that inspire you. Whether it's a hobby, volunteering, or simply spending time in nature, engaging in meaningful activities can rejuvenate your spirit. Pay attention to your thoughts too. Are they focused on past mistakes or future worries? This can consume a lot of time and energy. Practice being present. When you find your mind wandering, gently bring it back to the current moment. Consider keeping a journal. Write down how you spend your time each day. This can help you see patterns and identify areas where you can improve. Awareness is the first step to making changes. Lastly, remember that rest is not a waste of time. Taking breaks is essential for productivity. Schedule short breaks throughout your day to recharge your mind and body. This will help you stay focused and efficient. By identifying these time-wasting habits, you can start to make conscious choices about how you spend your days. Reflect on what truly matters to you, and take small steps to align your actions with your values. The more aware you become of how you spend your time, the more control you will have over your life. Let's take this journey together and stop wasting time on what doesn't serve us. The power of present moment awareness. In our busy lives, it's easy to get lost in thoughts about the past or worries about the future. But what if the real treasure is right here, right now? This is where the practice of present moment awareness comes in. It teaches us to focus on what's happening at this very moment. Imagine you're eating a meal. Often, we eat while watching TV or scrolling on our phones. But what if you took a moment to truly experience the food? Notice the colors, the smells, the textures. Each bite can become a delightful experience. This simple act of being present can transform mundane moments into something special. Present moment awareness helps us appreciate life as it unfolds. It reminds us that every moment is unique and valuable. When we focus on the present, we can feel gratitude for the small things, like the warmth of the sun on our skin or the sound of laughter. These small joys add richness to our lives. Buddhism teaches us that our thoughts can be our greatest distractions. When we dwell on the past, we might feel regret. When we worry about the future, we might feel anxiety. But by practicing mindfulness, we learn to observe our thoughts without judgment. Instead of getting caught up in them, we can let them drift away, like clouds passing through the sky. To cultivate present moment awareness, we can start with simple practices. One effective method is mindful breathing. Take a few minutes each day to sit quietly and focus on your breath. Notice how it feels as you inhale and exhale. If your mind starts to wander, gently bring your focus back to your breath. This practice can ground you and bring you back to the present. Another way to practice is through mindful walking. As you walk, pay attention to the sensations in your body. Feel your feet touching the ground. Notice the rhythm of your steps. This can turn an ordinary walk into a peaceful experience. You can also bring mindfulness into daily tasks. Whether you're washing dishes, brushing your teeth, or folding laundry, try to focus fully on the activity at hand. This shifts your attention away from distractions and brings you back to the present moment. Being present doesn't mean ignoring your goals or responsibilities. Instead, it allows you to engage with them more fully. When you work on a project, be present with each task. This focused attention can improve your creativity and productivity. You might find that you finish tasks more efficiently when you're not multitasking or thinking about what's next. Present moment awareness also helps in building better relationships. When you're fully present with someone, you listen more deeply. You can respond with empathy and understanding. This creates a stronger bond and fosters connection. Moreover, practicing present moment awareness can reduce stress. When we worry about the future or dwell on the past, our minds can become overwhelmed. By bringing our focus back to the present, we can find calm in the chaos. It's like finding an anchor in a stormy sea. In Buddhism, there's a teaching called beginner's mind. This means approaching each moment with curiosity, as if you're experiencing it for the first time. When you adopt a beginner's mind, you let go of expectations and judgments. You open yourself up to new experiences and insights. Living with present moment awareness can lead to profound changes. It encourages us to embrace life fully, with all its ups and downs. Each moment, whether joyful or challenging, becomes an opportunity for growth and learning. As we cultivate this awareness, we start to notice the beauty in our everyday lives. A simple cup of tea can become a moment of peace. A conversation with a friend can bring joy. The world around us becomes vibrant and alive. So, take a deep breath and remind yourself to be here now. The present moment is a gift, waiting to be unwrapped. By practicing present moment awareness, you'll discover that life is not just about reaching the destination, but enjoying the journey along the way. Cultivating effective habits. In our journey to stop wasting time, one key factor stands out: the habits we form. Habits are powerful. They shape our daily lives, influence our choices, and ultimately determine how we spend our time. To cultivate effective habits, we must first understand what habits truly are. A habit is a behavior that we repeat so often it becomes automatic. Think about brushing your teeth every morning. You don't even have to think about it. You just do it. This is a good example of how habits can help us. But what if our habits are not so helpful? What if they keep us from using our time wisely? To change our habits, we need to start small. Trying to overhaul your entire routine in one day can be overwhelming. Instead, pick one small habit to work on. For example, if you want to read more, start by reading just a few pages each day. This small action can lead to a bigger change over time. In Buddhism, the practice of mindfulness plays a crucial role in habit formation. When we are mindful, we become aware of our actions and choices. This awareness allows us to recognize unhelpful habits and replace them with better ones. Take a moment to think about your daily routine. Are there moments when you find yourself distracted? Perhaps you scroll through social media instead of focusing on important tasks. Recognizing these moments is the first step to change. Next, we can apply the concept of intention. Setting clear intentions helps us focus on what we truly want to achieve. Ask yourself, what habits do I want to cultivate? Write them down. Having a clear goal makes it easier to stay committed. Another important aspect of cultivating effective habits is consistency. It takes time to build new habits. Research suggests that it takes around 21 days to form a new habit. During this time, it's important to stay patient and committed. Celebrate small victories along the way. If you manage to read a few pages each day for a week, reward yourself. This positive reinforcement makes it more likely that you'll stick with the new habit. Creating a supportive environment is also essential. Surround yourself with people who encourage you to develop positive habits. Share your goals with friends or family members who can offer support and accountability. When others know what you're working towards, it can motivate you to stay on track. In addition, consider using tools to help you cultivate new habits. You can use a journal to track your progress or set reminders on your phone. These tools can serve as gentle nudges to help you stay focused on your goals. Reflect on how your current habits align with your values. Are your habits helping you live a life that feels meaningful? If not, it might be time to reassess. Take a few moments to write down your core values. Then, compare them with your daily habits. This exercise can reveal areas where you might want to make changes. Remember that change doesn't happen overnight. It's a journey filled with ups and downs. Don't be discouraged by setbacks. Instead, view them as opportunities to learn. If you slip up and fall back into an old habit, reflect on what happened. What triggered the change? Understanding these moments can help you avoid similar situations in the future. As you cultivate effective habits, it's also important to practice self-compassion. Be kind to yourself as you navigate this process. Everyone has moments of weakness or distraction. Instead of judging yourself, treat these moments as part of being human. Acknowledge your efforts and give yourself credit for trying. Lastly, remember that cultivating habits is not just about productivity. It's about creating a life that aligns with your values and brings you joy. As you develop new habits, ask yourself, does this make me happier? Does it help me grow? If the answer is yes, you're on the right path. By focusing on cultivating effective habits, you take control of your time. You start to shift from feeling reactive to being proactive. This change can lead to a more fulfilling and meaningful life, where you use your time wisely and intentionally. Embrace the journey and take it one step at a time. Letting go of procrastination. Procrastination is a common challenge for many people. It's when we put off tasks until later, thinking we have plenty of time. But as time passes, those tasks can build up, making us feel stressed and overwhelmed. In Buddhism, letting go of procrastination is about understanding our mind and taking action with intention. First, let's understand why we procrastinate. Often, it's fear that holds us back. Fear of failure, fear of success, or even fear of the unknown can keep us from starting. Imagine standing at the edge of a pool, hesitating to jump in. The longer you wait, the harder it becomes. But what if you took a deep breath and just leaped? That initial jump can lead to joy and freedom. Buddhism teaches us to observe our thoughts and feelings without judgment. When you feel the urge to procrastinate, pause and notice what's happening in your mind. Ask yourself, why am I putting this off? What am I afraid of? Understanding the root cause of your procrastination can help you address it directly. One effective way to combat procrastination is to break tasks into smaller steps. Large projects can feel daunting, but if you divide them into tiny, manageable parts, they become less intimidating. For example, if you have a big assignment due, start by just writing one paragraph. Once you begin, it's often easier to keep going. Mindfulness can also help. When you focus on the present moment, you're less likely to get caught up in worries about the future or regrets about the past. Take a few deep breaths and ground yourself in the here and now. Ask yourself, what can I do right now, in this moment? Often, the answer is simple, like starting that small step or making a plan. Another technique is the 2-minute rule. If a task will take less than 2 minutes, do it right away. This could be replying to an email, making your bed, or organizing your workspace. Completing these small tasks immediately builds momentum and reduces the urge to procrastinate. It's also important to create a supportive environment. Surround yourself with people who inspire you and encourage you to take action. If your space is cluttered or distracting, it's harder to focus. A clean, organized space can help clear your mind and make it easier to tackle tasks. In Buddhism, we often speak of impermanence. Everything is constantly changing, including time. The moment you are in right now will never come again. This realization can motivate you to take action instead of waiting for the perfect moment, which may never arrive. Embrace the idea that every moment is precious and use it wisely. Additionally, practice self-compassion. It's easy to be hard on ourselves for procrastinating, but this only adds to the stress. Instead, treat yourself with kindness. Understand that everyone struggles with procrastination at times. Acknowledge your feelings and remind yourself that it's okay to make mistakes. As you let go of procrastination, celebrate your progress, no matter how small. Each step you take is a victory. When you finish a task, give yourself a moment to appreciate your effort. This positive reinforcement can motivate you to continue taking action. Remember, the journey of letting go of procrastination is not a straight path. There will be ups and downs. Some days you might struggle more than others, and that's okay. What matters is your commitment to change and your willingness to keep trying. Incorporating these practices into your life can help you overcome procrastination and make the most of your time. Start today. Take that first small step, breathe deeply, and move forward with intention. Each moment is an opportunity to act, to learn, and to grow. Embrace it. The role of intentionality. In life, everything we do starts with a choice. Each morning, we wake up and face a new day full of possibilities. But how often do we pause to think about our choices? Intentionality is about making those choices with purpose. It means being aware of what you want and why you do what you do. Imagine waking up and deciding how you want your day to unfold. Do you want to be productive, peaceful, or creative? When you set clear intentions, you are more likely to align your actions with your goals. For instance, if your intention is to connect with friends, you might schedule a call instead of scrolling through social media. This small shift can lead to deeper relationships and a more fulfilling day. Buddhism teaches us the importance of being present and aware. This awareness helps us set intentions that resonate with our true selves. When we live intentionally, we focus our energy on what truly matters. Instead of letting distractions take over, we can steer our lives in the direction we want. Let's look at a simple example. Picture someone who wants to eat healthier. If they wake up without a plan, they might end up grabbing fast food on the way to work. But if they set the intention the night before to prepare a healthy lunch, they are more likely to succeed. This intentional choice leads to better health and a sense of accomplishment. Now, think about your daily habits. Are they supporting your goals? Intentionality encourages us to evaluate our routines. If we notice that we spend too much time on activities that don't serve us, we can make changes. Maybe it's time to cut back on mindless TV watching or aimless browsing on the internet. By being intentional, we reclaim that time for things that matter, like pursuing hobbies, learning new skills, or spending time with loved ones. In Buddhism, setting intentions is often tied to meditation. When we meditate, we create a space to reflect on our desires and values. This practice helps clarify what we want in life. For example, if someone realizes they value family time, they might choose to prioritize that over work commitments. With intentionality, they can create a balanced life that reflects their values. Intentionality also helps us respond to challenges more effectively. Life is unpredictable, and we will face obstacles. When we have clear intentions, we can navigate these difficulties with purpose. Instead of reacting out of frustration, we can ask ourselves how our response aligns with our goals. This mindful approach leads to better decision-making and less stress. Moreover, intentionality fosters a sense of accountability. When we set an intention, we become responsible for our choices. If we say we want to be healthier, it's on us to take steps toward that goal. This accountability can be empowering. It encourages us to take charge of our lives instead of letting circumstances dictate our actions. As we practice intentionality, we may also discover the importance of gratitude. When we are intentional, we start to appreciate the little things in life. Taking a moment to be thankful for our choices and experiences can deepen our sense of fulfillment. It reminds us that we have the power to shape our reality. Intentional living is not just about achieving goals, it's also about finding joy in the journey. When we focus on our intentions, we become more present in our lives. We learn to savor each moment, whether it's enjoying a meal, spending time with friends, or simply taking a walk in nature. This presence adds richness to our experiences. Lastly, embracing intentionality can lead to a more harmonious life. When our actions align with our values, we experience less inner conflict. We feel more at peace because we are living authentically. This sense of alignment creates a positive ripple effect in our relationships and overall well-being. In conclusion, intentionality is a powerful tool for reclaiming our time and making meaningful choices. By being clear about our intentions, we can direct our lives with purpose and clarity. So, take a moment to reflect on what you truly want. What are your intentions for today? By answering this question, you can begin to cultivate a life that resonates with your deepest values and aspirations. Building a supportive environment. To truly make the most of your time, it's essential to create a supportive environment around you. What does that mean? It means surrounding yourself with people, places, and things that help you focus on what truly matters. When your environment supports your goals, you'll find it much easier to stay on track and make the best use of your time. Let's start with the people in your life. Think about your friends and family. Are they supportive? Do they encourage you to pursue your goals? Or do they distract you from what you want to achieve? Positive relationships can inspire and motivate you. Spend more time with those who uplift you, and try to limit your exposure to negativity. When you're around encouraging people, you'll feel more empowered to make good choices and use your time wisely. Next, consider your physical space. Is your workspace cluttered and chaotic? A tidy environment can help you think more clearly and feel less stressed. Take some time to organize your space. Remove distractions like unnecessary items or noisy gadgets. When your surroundings are calm and orderly, you'll find it easier to focus and get things done. A simple desk with just the essentials can make a big difference in your productivity. Now, let's talk about your digital environment. Our devices can be both a blessing and a curse. They provide access to information, but can also distract us with notifications and endless scrolling. Set boundaries for your screen time. Turn off unnecessary notifications and create specific times to check your messages or social media. By controlling your digital space, you can minimize distractions and make more time for what truly matters. Another important aspect is the energy in your environment. Think about how you feel in different spaces. Some places make you feel relaxed, while others might leave you feeling anxious. Try to create a space that brings you peace and inspiration. You might add plants, calming colors, or soft lighting. Small changes can create a more inviting atmosphere that helps you focus on your goals. Don't forget about your routines. Establishing a daily routine can provide structure and help you stay organized. Include time for work, rest, and self-care. When you have a clear routine, you're less likely to waste time on unimportant tasks. Make it a habit to review your day each evening. Ask yourself what went well and what you can improve. This reflection will guide you in creating a more supportive environment for the next day. Creating a supportive environment is not just about physical space, it's also about mindset. Cultivating a positive attitude can have a huge impact on how you use your time. Practice gratitude for the little things in life. When you focus on what you appreciate, you'll find it easier to stay motivated and make the most of your time. Incorporating mindfulness into your environment is also key. Take a moment each day to breathe deeply and center yourself. This practice helps you stay grounded and aware of your surroundings. When you are mindful, you're more likely to notice distractions and can address them before they become a problem. Seek inspiration from your environment. Surround yourself with books, art, or quotes that resonate with you. These reminders can keep you focused on your goals and inspire you to keep moving forward. When your space reflects your aspirations, it encourages you to take action. Finally, remember that creating a supportive environment is an ongoing process. Regularly assess your surroundings and relationships. Are they still serving your goals? Be willing to make changes as needed. This adaptability will help you continue to thrive and make the most of your time. By building a supportive environment, you create a foundation that empowers you to stop wasting time and live with purpose. With the right people, a calming space, digital boundaries, and a positive mindset, you'll find it easier to focus on what matters most. Embrace this journey and watch how it transforms your relationship with time. Transforming time into wisdom. Time. Such a simple word, yet it holds immense power over our lives. Many of you may wonder, how can time be transformed into wisdom? This is not a complex riddle. It's a truth hidden in plain sight, waiting to be discovered. Let me begin by asking you a question. What is your relationship with time? Do you see time as an enemy, something that constantly slips away, leaving you behind? Or do you view time as an ally, a gentle guide, helping you grow, learn, and understand the world around you? In the teachings of Buddhism, time is not something external or distant. Time is part of our very being. Each moment, each breath is an opportunity to deepen our understanding, to see the world with fresh eyes. It is in this seeing, in this awareness, that time transforms into wisdom. But how do we make that shift? How do we go from simply passing time to living time wisely? The present moment, where wisdom begins. The first step is simple. Be here. Not in the past, not in the future. Just here, in this moment. It sounds easy, doesn't it? But how often are we really present? Most of the time, our minds are wandering, thinking about what we need to do later or dwelling on things that have already happened. Buddhism teaches that wisdom is born in the present moment. This very moment you are experiencing right now, whether it's watching this video or just sitting quietly, is where life happens. When we are fully present, we see clearly. We understand that each moment is a chance to learn, to grow, to reflect. Imagine you are holding a cup of tea. It is not just a cup of tea. It is an opportunity to be fully in the moment. Feel the warmth of the cup in your hands. Notice the steam rising and breathe in the delicate aroma. When you drink the tea with awareness, you are living that moment deeply. You are transforming an ordinary act into something more meaningful. This is how time becomes wisdom. By fully experiencing and learning from each moment, letting go of the past. Many of us carry the weight of the past. We hold on to regrets, missed opportunities, mistakes, and hurts. But if we are constantly looking backward, how can we see what is right in front of us? The past, in itself, is not bad, but dwelling on it can steal our present and our future. To transform time into wisdom, we must let go of what no longer serves us. In Zen, there is a teaching, let go or be dragged. If we cling to the past, it pulls us down. It holds us back from growing. But if we release it, we free ourselves to learn from it and move forward with a clearer mind. This doesn't mean we forget everything that has happened to us. It means we learn from it, accept it, and then let it go. The past is a teacher, but it is not our home. We live in the present, and it is here, in this moment, that wisdom can flourish. The future is not yet written. Just as we often dwell on the past, many of us spend a lot of time worrying about the future. We plan, we prepare, and sometimes we fear what might come. But the future does not exist yet. It is shaped by what we do in the present. In Buddhism, we say that the present moment contains the seeds of the future. What you do now, how you live now, will determine the shape of your future. So, if you want a future filled with peace, understanding, and wisdom, plant those seeds in the present. This does not mean we ignore the future, or that we shouldn't plan at all. But when we live in constant fear or anxiety about what might happen, we lose sight of what is happening now. And it is the now that holds the power to transform the future. Awareness is the key. You may wonder, how do I stay present when there is so much to think about? How do I live with wisdom when my mind is always racing? The answer is awareness. Awareness is the key to transforming time into wisdom. Being aware doesn't mean you have to be perfect. It doesn't mean you have to sit in meditation all day or live in a monastery. Awareness simply means paying attention. It means noticing when your mind drifts and gently bringing it back to the present. One way to cultivate awareness is through mindfulness. This practice is at the heart of Buddhist teachings. It's about being aware of your thoughts, your actions, your surroundings, moment by moment. When you are mindful, you are present, and when you are present, you are learning. And in that learning, wisdom is born. The art of slowing down. In today's world, we are constantly in a rush. We move from one task to the next, often without stopping to breathe. But wisdom does not grow in a hurried mind. To transform time into wisdom, we must slow down. Slowing down doesn't mean you stop doing things. It means you do them with more intention and care. It means pausing for a moment to reflect before acting, to listen before speaking. It is in these small pauses that wisdom finds space to grow. Think of your life as a garden. If you rush through it, you miss the beauty of the flowers, the richness of the soil. But if you slow down, if you take the time to notice, to care for it, the garden will flourish. In the same way, when you slow down, you give yourself the space to understand, to reflect, to grow. Making time sacred. Time is not something to be used up or wasted. It is sacred. Each moment is a gift, an opportunity to learn, to grow, to deepen our understanding of ourselves and the world around us. In Buddhism, there is a practice of treating every moment as sacred. Whether you are eating, walking, talking, or simply breathing, each moment is seen as an opportunity to practice mindfulness, to cultivate awareness, to learn. When we treat time as sacred, we begin to live with more care, more attention, and more wisdom, transforming challenges into lessons. Life is full of challenges, but instead of seeing these challenges as obstacles, what if we viewed them as opportunities to learn? In every difficulty, there is a lesson waiting to be discovered. Every challenge, every setback, contains the seed of wisdom. In Buddhism, we are taught that suffering is part of life. But suffering is not the end. It is a teacher. It shows us where we need to grow, where we need to change. When we face challenges with awareness and an open heart, we transform them into opportunities for growth. Conclusion of this part: time is not just something we pass through. It is something we can shape, something we can transform. By living in the present, by letting go of the past, and by planting seeds of mindfulness and awareness in the now, we turn time into wisdom. This is not a difficult task, but it requires attention, care, and a willingness to see the world with fresh eyes. As you move forward, remember that each moment holds the potential for wisdom. Every breath, every step, every thought is an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to transform your life. Time is not slipping away from you. It is waiting for you to embrace it and turn it into something meaningful, something wise. Learning from the past, embracing the future. The past is like a shadow. It follows you everywhere, but it has no power unless you let it. Many people live with the weight of their past, carrying it like a heavy burden. But in truth, the past is already gone. It cannot be changed, and it cannot be relived. The only thing you can do is learn from it, and then let it go. Buddha often taught that clinging to the past brings suffering. When you hold on to regret, pain, or even fond memories, you are not living in the present. You are not here and now. You are lost in what has already happened, like chasing smoke. The past is a teacher, not a prison. It shows you what worked and what didn't, but it does not define who you are today. Imagine a garden. Each experience in your past is like a seed that was planted. Some seeds grow into beautiful flowers, while others wither and die. But whether a flower bloomed or not, the soil is always ready for new seeds. The important thing is to keep tending to your garden, to keep learning from the seeds that didn't grow, and to plant new ones with hope. You might wonder, how can you learn from the past without being trapped by it? The answer is simple. Observe it without judgment. Imagine standing by a river. The water flows by, and you watch it. You don't try to stop it or change its direction. You simply observe. In the same way, look at your past. See it for what it was, and move on. When you make mistakes, as all humans do, it's easy to get stuck in self-blame. You think, if only I had done this differently. But remember, each mistake is a lesson. Each failure is an opportunity to grow. In Buddhism, we don't look at failure as something bad. We see it as part of the journey. Just as a river flows over rocks and finds its way, so too can you move forward after hardship. The future is not written. It is wide open, like the sky. But often, people fear the future because they feel uncertain. They worry about what might happen, and this fear holds them back. But the future is not something to fear. It is something to embrace. It is the space where you can create new possibilities. Just as a farmer plants seeds with care, knowing that the harvest will come, you too can plant the seeds of your future. Buddhism teaches us to live in the present, but that does not mean we ignore the future. Instead, we approach it with mindfulness and clarity. We set our intentions, and we act with purpose. The future is shaped by what we do today, in this moment. If you want a peaceful future, cultivate peace within yourself now. If you want success, take small, mindful steps toward your goal. The future grows from the seeds of the present. Imagine a person who spends all their time worrying about the future. They are like someone standing on the edge of a cliff, staring down in fear. They can't move forward because they are too focused on what might happen. But what if they turned around and walked slowly, step by step, away from the edge? What if, instead of worrying, they focused on each step they took in the present moment? Soon, They would be far from the cliff, safe and secure. Life is much like this. If you keep worrying about what is to come, you will miss the steps you can take now. And these steps are what truly matter. The future is built one step at a time, so take each step with mindfulness and care. There is a saying in Buddhism, the future depends on what you do today. This is a powerful truth. The actions you take now shape the life you will live tomorrow. If you waste time today, the future will reflect that. But if you use your time wisely, with awareness and intention, your future will be brighter and more fulfilling. But what if you don't know what the future holds? What if the path ahead is unclear? This is where faith comes in. Not blind faith, but faith in yourself and in the process of life. Just as the sun rises each day, bringing light to the world, so too will clarity come when you walk your path with patience. The future will reveal itself, but only when you take the first step. Think of a traveler walking through the forest at night. They can't see the whole path, only the few steps ahead of them, lit by their lantern. But they don't stop walking. They trust that as they move forward, the light will reveal more of the path. Life is the same. You don't need to know the entire journey. You just need to focus on the steps right in front of you, and the rest will become clear in time. Learning from the past and embracing the future are two sides of the same coin. One cannot exist without the other. The past teaches us, and the future gives us hope. But the key is to stay grounded in the present moment. This is where life happens. This is where you have the power to act. When you learn from the past, you don't carry it as a burden. Instead, you carry it as wisdom. Wisdom that helps you make better choices, act with more compassion, and live with more purpose. And when you embrace the future, you do so with an open heart, knowing that it is full of possibilities, waiting for you to shape it. Let go of the mistakes you have made. Let go of the regrets. They are only shadows of what once was. Instead, focus on what you can do now. Focus on the small steps that will take you toward the life you want to live. Each moment is a chance to begin again. The beauty of life is that nothing is fixed. The past does not lock you in place, and the future is not set in stone. You are free to change, free to grow, free to become the person you want to be. But this freedom only exists in the present moment. This is where you hold the power. This is where life is happening. The past and future are like two wings of a bird. They must work together for the bird to fly. The past provides wisdom, and the future gives direction. But the bird flies in the present. This is where life takes flight. This is where you soar. So, learn from your past, but do not live in it. Plan for your future, but do not fear it. And most importantly, live in the present, for this is the only moment that truly exists. The past is gone, the future is yet to come, but the present is where you create your life. Embrace it fully, and you will find peace, joy, and fulfillment. Conclusion: embracing change and growth. Now that we've journeyed together through the understanding of time, mindfulness, and habits, it's time to reflect on what we've learned and how we can truly embrace change and growth in our lives. In Buddhism, change is not something to fear. It is a natural part of life, just as the seasons shift and the sun rises and sets each day. Change is constant, inevitable, and embracing it is key to personal growth. But many people struggle with this. We often cling to the way things are, even when it no longer serves us. Why is that? Why do we resist something that's natural? The answer lies in our attachment. Let me explain. When you're attached to certain outcomes, people, or things, you create expectations. Expectations lead to frustration when things don't go the way you planned. It's easy to waste time worrying about what didn't happen or trying to force things to stay the same. But in reality, life is always moving. You can't stop time, and you can't hold on to things forever. So, what should you do? The answer is simple: let go. Let go of the need to control everything. Let go of the past, and let go of your fears about the future. Instead, learn to live in the present. When you embrace change, you open yourself up to growth. Think of a tree. It starts as a small seed, but it doesn't stay a seed forever. It grows, stretches its roots, and reaches for the sky. If the tree resisted change, it would never reach its full potential. You are the same. Growth is not always comfortable. It requires effort and, sometimes, discomfort. But it's in these moments of discomfort that we learn the most. When you're faced with a challenge, don't run from it. Face it with an open mind. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this help me grow? When you approach life with curiosity instead of resistance, you'll find that every experience, whether good or bad, is an opportunity for growth. You see, in Zen, we don't talk about problems. We talk about opportunities. Every time you face an obstacle, it's not there to stop you. It's there to teach you something. Perhaps it's patience, resilience, or creativity. Maybe it's teaching you to trust yourself or to let go of something that no longer serves you. Whatever it is, every challenge has a lesson hidden inside, and it's up to you to discover it. Now, let's talk about time again. We all have a limited amount of time on this earth. None of us know how much time we have left. Some may find that thought frightening, but in Zen, we see it differently. Knowing that time is limited gives us a sense of urgency, not to rush through life, but to live it fully. If you knew you had only one day left, how would you spend it? Would you waste it worrying about things you can't control? Or would you focus on what truly matters? Your loved ones, your passions, your purpose. This is the mindset you should carry every day. Live each day as if it were your last, not in a reckless way, but with full awareness and appreciation for every moment. Buddhism teaches us that everything is interconnected. Your actions today shape your tomorrow. If you spend today in mindfulness, awareness, and growth, your future self will thank you. If you waste your time in distraction and negativity, that too will shape your future. Every moment is a seed you plant, and the life you live is the garden that grows from those seeds. So how can you start embracing change and growth right now? First, by being aware. Take a moment to reflect on your life. What are the things you're holding on to that are preventing you from growing? Maybe it's a bad habit, a negative mindset, or a fear of the unknown. Whatever it is, acknowledge it. Once you're aware of what's holding you back, you can begin to let it go. Second, practice gratitude. Change and growth become much easier when you focus on what you're thankful for. Gratitude shifts your mindset from one of lack to one of abundance. Instead of fearing change, you begin to see it as an opportunity to receive more of what you're grateful for. Every change brings something new, and with a grateful heart, you can embrace those changes with open arms. Third, surround yourself with positive influences. Just like a plant needs sunlight, water, and good soil to grow, you need the right environment to thrive. This means spending time with people who support your growth, engaging in activities that uplift you, and creating a space that encourages mindfulness and peace. If your environment is full of negativity, distractions, and stress, it will be much harder for you to grow. Lastly, be patient with yourself. Growth doesn't happen overnight. It's a gradual process, like a flower slowly blooming. There will be days when you feel like you've made great progress and days when it feels like you've taken a step backward. This is normal. The important thing is to stay committed to your journey. Trust that every small step you take is leading you in the right direction, even if it's not always immediately visible. In conclusion, embracing change and growth is about letting go of what no longer serves you, being present in each moment, and having the courage to step into the unknown. It's about trusting that life has a way of guiding you toward your true potential, even when the path isn't clear. Remember, growth isn't about becoming someone else. It's about becoming more of who you already are. You have everything you need within you to grow and flourish. All you need to do is trust the process and stay open to the lessons life has to offer. Your time is precious. Use it wisely. Embrace change, and let it guide you to a life of meaning, peace, and fulfillment.